Hello and welcome to a live unboxing of a Tronxy X3 or Tronxy X3, depending on what part of the world you're from. So I've already cut the tape off and let's dig right in. So we've got a top layer of some like rubbery foam kind of thing. And we have an SD card adapter. And a lovely salmon pink. Lovely. A little bit of PLA, it feels like, black. Probably not enough to do the sample print. Yep, it was an American power cord. Unfortunately, they didn't have a UK one. Just as well I've got spares. What else did we get? A little Phillips screwdriver, flat screwdriver, some Allen keys to go to the 5mm I've already got, a wrench, press steel thing, and I believe that is for the spool holder. There we go. Okay, so let's pull this off. So we have a bit of blue tape, helps it stick. Heat bed. We have the wiring pre-attached. We'll need to double check that. Some interesting wiring to be done at the other end. Lovely. And that's 220 or 9" by 220 or 9", and I believe it builds up to 300 or 12 inches. Acrylic parts for this would be for the spool holder, I think. Could be wrong. This would be the bed carriage, I think. Some parts for, looks like it might be for the screen, and the electronics box, definitely. So we've got them in there, and back in there for now. This would be the power supply, and I've read that it's not going to be the greatest, and in fact would be underpowered for the temperature ranges that the card needs to get to. So, not a very good quality one. That's 12 volt, 20 amps. And I've read that ideally you want a 30 amp power supply. So they've kind of, time will tell, but possibly sold you short with an underpowered power supply. I will be taking the cover off and making sure that the wiring's good inside. It's got a fan, whether or not that stays on or is temperature controlled, no idea. We've got a voltage here, I need to double check. Looks like it's on 220, but I'll double check that. Okay, so what we've got here, we have a fused switch. There's your fuse in there. Yeah, it's not changed. Just a big bag of nuts, bolts, springs and washers, not sorted into any sort of bag. I hope there's enough. Be a bit naughty if there wasn't. And we have some various other little cable ties. Looks like we've got rubber belts. Doesn't appear to be very good quality belts, but for the price, I guess we'll see. We'll see how they get on. There's some zip ties and stuff. So that's that layer. So let's jump into the middle next layer. Should be the final layer. Yep. So what we got here, an assortment of, that's probably the wiring loom, all pre-terminated and pre-labelled with some pretty decent little rubberized labels. It's quite smart. USB cable, some 3D printed parts, looks like they're for the Z axis. Ribbon cable for the LCD. More acrylic parts, little assembly parts. I'm not really keen on acrylic, it tends to crack under stress. But I know a few engineering friends, so perhaps I can slowly work through these and get these upgraded to the relative dimensions in aluminium. Some switches. I've watched a few videos and apparently these aren't the greatest quality. They all seem to be working at least. Okay. Some more wiring to be done there. No terminal on that one. Got two lead screws. They look like lead screws rather than just standard threaded rods. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up. I'll need to roll them across the desk and make sure they're straight. Got the motors, 5 of. I'll just get one out for now. They look like they've got the respective thing, gearing or flexi adapter already installed on the specific motor. We've got in this one then. Okay, so we've got a pre-assembled extruder and still no eccentric nuts on the wheels. I'd say that's laziness, design flaw. When you're using linear rails and roller bearings or roller wheels like these, one should always be an eccentric nut, and then you've got adjustment. You know, if these holes aren't exactly in the correct place when the rail goes through, how do you adjust it? So that is a design flaw, and I think Tronxy or Tronxy should look into that. But obviously I'm being a bit preemptive with my judgment. It might actually be a perfect fit, who knows. But there's your extruder, or the hot end I should say. Some substantial, these are pretty heavy. Okay, so you've got your motor mounts, all the same I think. And we look in this one, no. Okay, so that's your extruder. It fits on one of the motors. Reinforcement corners and joiners for the 2020 aluminium extrusion. Your wheel bearing guides, whatever you want to call them. I'm not too sure the exact terminology, to be fair. Some more loose bits that they must have thought, bugger it, we've closed the bag and couldn't be bothered to reopen the bag and put them in with the other ones. That's quality control for you right now. And then the meat of the pie, a big bundle of pre-tapped 2020 aluminium extrusion in black, which is very nice. I like black colour. And then we've got the LCD screen. Now the videos I've watched about this printer and lots of other printers with this same screen and button arrangement, these buttons are meant to be really unresponsive. So I'm tempted to actually make a mod and get a screen that's got the rotary dial. But we'll see. We'll see how I get on with it. So that's that. And then the final item, the brains of the board. Apparently it's something called a Melzi board, which is sort of like a copy of a copy of a copy. And assortment of connections. I've watched videos where one of these green connectors are said to be of normally low quality, and the wiring they use to connect to these should have a different type of I'm no electrician, so I have no real clue what I'm talking about, but should be of a different wire strand thickness or a different gauge, and that these should be much better. So there's been a lot of overheating issues with these actually melting. So that's something that I'll have to work very carefully through when I get to the wiring point. Like I say, I'm no electrician, so when it comes to wiring stuff, I need to be super careful. Anyway, let's put that back in the anti-static bag for now. It goes back in. So there you go. It's just a quick unboxing and some initial thoughts, and yeah, I hope it was some help to someone. And if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do: like, subscribe, dislike, whatever you need to do. But as it is for now, I hope you have a lovely day and see you soon.